Welcome back, our esteemed viewers. We're still on the discussion on why you should not criticize your kids. And from the earlier part of the discussion, Doctor explained convincingly to us why we should find alternative to criticism. And he elaborated it from the scientific perspective, Islamic perspective, and also in the reality. Doctor, is there any scientific proof or research that have been conducted on this matter that shows that children don't respond effectively or constructively to threats?
Yes, there is the work of Jonathan Friedman,
Okay.
who who did an experiment among two groups of boys. One group, the children were given a set of toys, and they were asked to rate the toys. But that was not that was not what the experiment was about. What the experiment was about was that half of the children, all the children were told not to play with two toys, you know. One was told, one group was told with a threat. Yes.
Don't play with this.
Don't,
If not,
don't, yes, don't play with the toy, or something bad is going to happen. I'm going to be angry, And the other group was given what the scientists call the softly approach. They say, don't play with the toy. It's not good to play with the toy.
Justification.
Just that. And the scientists will leave the room. Usually, it's only a child that will be left in the room, only one child. When they finish with the child, another child will come like that. So, when the scientists will leave the room for some minutes, and they will observe the children from the glass window. And almost all the children, from the softly group and the threat group, all play with the
After
toy.
being instructed.
Yes, except two. One boy from the softly approach and the other from the threat approach. But that was not the design of the what the researchers wanted to know. They wanted to know the effect, the long-term effects of their instruction, of their threats. You understand? So 6 weeks later, they came back to the same school. And they came and talked to the children with the same set of toys. You understand? The children that were threatened this time, 77% of them played with the.
They want to see that
They
thing that you
disobey, yes, yes. Only 33 or so percent of the children that received the softly approach played with the toys. Even though this time they say you can play with any toy you want. You understand? So threats do not work. For example, if the toy were dangerous to the children, 77% of those who were threatened played with it. So they will have been hurt by playing with it. You understand? And these ones, they didn't find it that attractive. So less than 40% of them played with it because they were treated to softly approach. So if you want your children to listen, if you want them to behave, don't threaten them. If not, once you turn your back, they will go against what you
Because
ask them.
then you are not there to see me doing it, so there's no threat now.
Instruction, yes. And that will also build trust between you and your children. Because if you threaten them and they disobey you, that will become part of them. That, look, you said this yesterday, I disobey. Today also, I will disobey. And they internalize it. But if it's softly approach, they will know that yesterday when you said that, they didn't do it. So they will internalize that too. And they will say, we don't disobey our father because we love him, because it's someone we respect, But if you turn your back and your children mock you, that is not a very good outcome. Yes.
Wow, that's a beautiful survey.
Yes.
Doctor, between criticism and encouragement, how do we juxtapose between, how do we find a middle ground between this? Because sometimes you see children, if you tell them not to do something, they'll go ahead and do it. Whether you encourage them or you tell them to do something, they will not do it. Whether you criticize them, whether you encourage them, they are just dumb. You know, there are three groups of people. There are some people that they are motivated by actions of others, while some are self-motivated. They don't even need people to tell them to do something. Some, even if you talk from now till December, they will not do what they want to do.
Yes.
They will just dumb. So how do we find a way to take care of these issues?
Yeah, it's first of all, we need to make an accommodation that we are dealing with children. So they must do childish things. You understand? Let us get that very clear. So don't expect too much from them.
Firstly,
They are children. Let them be children. In fact, before the age of 7, let them do whatever they want to do. You understand? Within reason. Within reason. You know, don't say that I said the children can do whatever they want to do. Within reason. Don't be so restrictive. Don't have so many rules. Allow children to explore. And what you said about children.
just supervise.
Yes, yes. What you just said about children not responding to instruction or encouragement, or you do it again. If it doesn't work once, you repeat it. You repeat the good things. You instruct, they forget or they don't listen. You instruct again. Just because something did not work the first time doesn't mean it's not going to work. You know, one child, once you tell him once, he's going to respond favorably. Another child, it will be as if he didn't hear you the first time.
So you need to keep on.
Yes. What does the Quran say about reminder?
Yeah.
Fazakir.
When are they cut off?
Yes. Reminder helps. It helps. It helps the believers. I'm sure it will help children too.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Sure.
So don't be so restrictive, don't have so many rules, you know. And there are a few exercises you can do that the children will respond more favorably to instructions.
Yeah, Doctor, I just remember a statement of Sheikh Muhammad Salih Al Uthaymeen regarding why we should, instead of criticizing our children, we should rather give them conviction, justification on why this to be done. For instance, you tell your child, always try to ensure you observe 5 daily salah. Do you hear me? He said, yes, daddy, I've heard you. If you don't do it, I will punish you. I will do this, I will do that. If you are available, the child might decide, okay, let me do it since my daddy asked me to do it. Since my daddy asked me to do it. He said, if you are not there, there's high possibility, chance that that child will not do it since you're not available. Maybe you travel. But if you should tell the child, just like what you are saying, out of conviction, try always ensure you pray your 5 daily salah. Why? Because that is the reason we are created. And our messenger, Prophet Sallam, has told us in this authentic hadith that you should pray. And why? Because praying actually make us to discharge our responsibility to Allah who created us and bless us with a lot of things. Make us, convincingly.
And if you look at the chapter 2 and 3 of the book, if there are worldly benefits, so you can tell the child that.
But worldly benefit,
yes.
the psychological, the health, the spiritual, and if you are able to convince a child like this, there's high chance that the child will stick to this one more than that threat.
Yes.
So from this now we can actually see from even the religious perspective why we should not always fall back to criticism. Yeah, because and we should, instead of criticizing, make justification. Give them reasons why they should. So anytime they want to pray now, oh wow, because Allah said I should do it. I have to fear Allah. I don't need to fear my dad to do it. So if you're not there, that will still ring in his brain.
Yes.
So alhamdulillah, I think that's a good one from that side. Now, Doctor, you mentioned in this book that there's a surpassing power, the surpassing power of threats. What do you mean by the surpassing power of threat?
Well, threats doesn't work. That's what it means. It doesn't work, and it elicits negative behavior. You understand? If you do the softly approach, it yields better results than the threats.
The threat approach.
Yes.
MashaAllah. You also mentioned that there's a life experience that you have why the worst individuals in the world find justification to their bad deeds.
Yes. If you read How to Win Friends and Influence People of Dale Carnegie, he mentioned a story. He wrote about a criminal, the most wanted man in America at that time. And when he was exchanging gunshots with the policeman, he was wondering, why are they trying to arrest him? He has killed policemen without provocation. He has killed so many people. He has committed all crimes. But he was telling himself what have I done? I was only trying to help my people. You understand? So if the most wanted criminal would justify his own atrocities to himself in such a manner, how do you think a child who doesn't know anything, who hasn't even done anything that bad, how do you think he would justify it?
Exactly.
And if he justifies it to himself, how do you think he will respond to your threat? So why is this guy threatening me? You know, I have not done anything wrong.
He doesn't even know that he's wrong.
Yes, that's what the child will say, because this is what criminals say.
Yeah.
Even our spouses, you know, we will come with righteous anger and say, why didn't she do that? You understand?
Yeah.
But the wife will say, why is he angry? What have I done wrong? You know,
no matter more painful.
Yes,
seriously.
no matter how bad it is from your perspective, the other person, the person you are criticizing, doesn't see it that way. So it's needless to criticize. Yeah.
I think we'll have to stop here. At least we've really benefited a lot from the necessity why we shouldn't always fall back to criticism, why we should adopt the approach of explaining, making people see reasons why they should do or why they shouldn't do, seeing the benefits and the harm. Let them outweigh it by themselves. Let them weigh it by themselves and know which one outweighs others and choose the right, and to be like a guide to them instead of to be like a dictator, as instructed by Allah and His Messenger and practiced by a lot of philosophers, justified by science from research and the rest. Thank you, Doctor, for the discussion so far. We hope our esteemed viewers enjoy our program. We hope to see you in our next episode, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.